CreditEnable is a credit insights and technology company. You can think about us sort of as the Uber, but for SME credit. So we run a managed marketplace, which really means that when a borrower goes into the market looking for credit, they can have the exact assistance that they need to get the exact loan that they need at the right time, at the right price, at the best terms. And they don't have to do any of the work. So instead of having to compare 50 different offers, not really knowing which one's going to be best for them, we actually source that for them, broker the loan, and get them the financing really fast. So what I'm really proud of is we can get this loan dispersed to people in a matter of days, whereas normally everywhere in the world, shockingly also in the UK where it's really digitized, people still have to wait 4 to 6 to 8 weeks to get a business loan, which if you can imagine during COVID is just a disaster. So we're super excited that we're able to do to accelerate that using technology. So in India, we work with a whole range of different lenders from ICICI, IDFC First Bank, Kotak Mahindra, Bajaj, down to small finance banks like Ujjivan, to new age lenders like Perfectus, Flexi Loans, Indify. And we help them find the right borrower for the product that they have and underwrite that loan really quickly. We're also really lucky to be in a partnership with Flipkart, where we're helping their sellers get access to more affordable finance faster.
So, how have you been managing to do all this during COVID-19? You are in the UK, maybe you used to come more often. It would have been a challenge, or is that not a challenge because everybody is working from home? And I guess a lot of people who weren't comfortable with technology had no choice but to adopt it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So we've seen a massive shift in terms of customer behavior, both on the lender side, but also in terms of SMEs. Whereas SMEs before might have preferred to go physically meet someone, have a conversation in person, they now are in a position where they can't really do that anymore. And also they don't really want to. So the adoption of digitization has been huge, and that's really helped us. We always knew before COVID that we were in a sweet spot in terms of financial services, that things were going to become increasingly more digital, but we had no idea how much more digital they would get. And that's really what COVID has taught us. On the company side, in terms of managing, we've always had a team in the UK and a team in India, so we're quite used to working remotely. But I think it's a challenge always, but all of our team's been equipped with stuff that they can use from home. So we've had no drop of productivity at all, which has been amazing. And the challenge is just making sure that everybody keeps positive, since they can't really go out and do anything right now. So we try to do things virtually that are fun.
Nadia, you're describing yourself as an Uber for getting business loans with a special focus on the small and medium enterprises. So when you're an Uber for these kind of loans, you're an aggregator. And what we're also seeing is aggregators go out of business. Aggregators, having no choice but to looking at a very hard future because everyone wants to now be directly in touch with the consumer. Isn't that a big threat for your business? Because as everyone adopts technology, so will the Bajaj Alliance, so will Kotak Mahindra, ICICI, IDFC First, Ujjivan. They're going to do it themselves. Why will they need you and CreditEnable?
Well, I'll tell you a really interesting dynamic of the credit space for SMEs. So on the consumer side of things, we've seen huge digitization everywhere in the world. An Uber driver in Africa can get a loan based on his rating on Uber and delivered to his mobile phone. When you get into the domain of small business lending, though, it's highly complex. The underwriting process is very complicated. There's a lot of data points you need to look at. But fundamentally, also, the two parties need to be able to understand each other's language. And there's still a really big gap there. So what's happened globally around the world in the financial services sector is that banks started to become more digital, lenders started to become more digital, and it became more and more expensive to service this part of the segment, which was much more manual, much more high touch. And this is where we can really add an advantage to them. So are they adopting technology? Absolutely. But do they do it in a way that's also, we can be there as their partner? Absolutely too. And so most of the lenders that you named are also our partner. And I think we'll continue to be their partner as we continue to deliver value to them.
Okay, and small business loans, were they happening during COVID-19? Because everyone is risk averse. During the lockdown, you had a situation when SMEs might actually have to face a shutdown. They didn't have liquidity. There was moratorium, then you've had the government having to come out and actually offer a guarantee scheme. Banks have not been lending. The credit offtake has not been something to be proud of. So where did CreditEnable fit in all of this? Because you have a situation, A, where the banks don't want to lend and the SME says, am I crazy? I don't want more loans.
Well, so that's what I'm super proud of the fact that we got loans out the door during COVID when India was under a full lockdown and people couldn't even leave their house. And this is the power of technology and artificial intelligence. And again, going back to your question about like, why would a bank need us? Why would an SME need us? They need an intermediary and they don't want to spend all their money trying to build this type of a platform to interact between the two parties. But I think, yes, there has been a slowdown. There's obviously a tightening in the credit market globally. Banks are becoming more risk averse. They also therefore need to be able to quickly and cost effectively find the best clients. And we're still able to help them do that. So we were closing loans in under 3 days under full lockdown in India. And sometimes at an amount higher than the borrower had asked for and at the top end of the unsecured lending ticket size. So really proud we were able to do that, both for the banks that appreciated our lender clients and for the SMEs that desperately needed the capital. The other amazing thing that's happened during COVID is that we've seen whole segments of SMEs pivot and need more capital because they're growing. They've taken the advantage of something slowing down to move into a new territory, to do something different, to accelerate their business. So there's a huge amount of entrepreneurial spirit we've been seeing in India as well, which just makes me so excited about the future despite this horrible pandemic.
3 days? 3 days.
3 days.
For disbursement, loan approval?
Yeah. From call us to get cash in your bank. So if you need a loan, get in touch with CreditEnable. We will help you.
So how does it work? Let's say, that you have Nantara Rai Private Limited. I'm an SME. I manufacture something or the other. I need a loan. Do you have a minimum ticket size?
We specialize in loans kind of around 5 to 10 lakhs to start with, and then we go all the way up to 30 crores. So it's a pretty big range. But where our sweet spot is really is where a customer is no longer really a retail customer, an individual. They actually have a business and the business needs financing. And then we help those customers. And the way it works is they contact us. We put them through a digital journey where we collect information about them. The basic information we collect is enough that we can already tell them whether or not they're going to achieve the loan they want. And we do this with zero risk to their credit score. So the advantage of working with us also as a borrower is that you can apply without applying. If you are creditworthy, and we don't charge you any fees, if you are creditworthy, we will help you get the best loan at the right terms, with the fastest turnaround time, with the best terms for your business, for the thing you need to do. If you're not creditworthy, we're going to tell you that you're not, save you the hassle of going to banks, also protect your credit score because you won't have made an application to anyone. So it's kind of win-win for you. We're also going to help you understand the type of loan you actually need. So there's over 100 different products that SMEs can avail of, which are everything from invoice financing to term loans to working capital. And it's kind of complex sometimes to figure out what the best one for you is. So we help them understand if you're trying to do this, this would be the best financing for you.